Hi everyone, this is Vinnie over here, and this is the first. We have that black screen over there. That
I'm
is
actually
David
in a
Wright.
black hole. I'm in a black hole right now, controlled by Apple, which means we can't do anything about it. Apple is not letting me do the camera right now.
Yeah, it's
I'm in an undisclosed black location. It's top secret, just for the record.
well, I don't know about that. Anywho, all right, let's get into the fun before we get into the sad news of interest rates. We're gonna get into a chance to win $50, and it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is text myself or David for your chance to win. So how it works is basically we're gonna kind of throw out some information at you. We'll play how we did last time. Okay. So how much did the least expensive detached properties sell in Rancho Bernardo so far this year? Can be off by 10,000 or so. We gave a hint this last one. It was a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, around 1,000 square feet. Do you remember what your guess was, David?
757.
620.
Wow, man. 1,000 square feet. So that's basically almost $620 a square foot. That's very pricey.
Yeah. So 1,000 square feet and sold for 620. So this right here, we didn't put the bedroom size or anything like that. But you know what? The skill set that David has and everyone listening hopefully has. I know we're gonna get really close. So how much of the most expensive detached properties sell in Alpine so far this year? I'll give you a hint. It was beginning of the year. Any guesses, David?
Most expensive Alpine?
In Alpine.
1.1.
1.1 million. All right. Well, that's David's guess. What's your guess? All you got to do is text below for your chance to win. And while people are texting, we're getting kind of responses. David, let's talk about interest rates. How are interest rates looking?
It's interesting because if you looked at the Wall Street Journal on Friday, the opening front page said worst interest rates in 21 years, which is not a good way to end your Friday. And then opening page of the Wall Street Journal today, front page once again, says market braces itself for further bond problems and long-term high rates. So why do we mention that? Well, because me and Vinnie have been talking about this for a while, and this is the most unusual market I've seen in 20 years. And right now we're at our highest fixed rate since 2001, where your average fixed rate mortgage is like 7.3 APR, 7.375. And your jumbo is also in the same area. And then your FHA and VA, that's down at, let's say, 6.75 APR, 6.875. Have to do those disclosures, so sound like a robot. Please forgive me. Now, those are loans with no points. Those are strictly A-plus borrowers and people with good credit coming in. So don't let that news fool you where you look at it and go, hey, 7.29 is not that bad for a 30-year fixed. That's for the person with 20% down, 760 FICO, single-family residence, owner-occupied. Everybody else that doesn't fit in that box is looking at different scenarios. So, example, if you're buying a condo right now with 5% down and the loan amount, it better be below that 760 mark, because otherwise you're going to be looking at rates that are going higher up, more near the 8% mark.
8%. Yeah. And then if we talk about investment properties, you're probably talking closer to the 9%?
No, you're still at the 8.1, 8.25.
Okay.
You're still up there higher, but at the same time, it's like you got to remember anything above 726,000, that puts you into the high balance range, and high balance loans are anything basically between 726 to 977K. Those high balance loans are actually priced worse than jumbo.
Well, and so people go, oh, well, interests are going up. That means property values are going down. Well, before we get to that, I wanted to see that. Make sure you look at the clicker below. So interesting. Inventory is still really low. We're at 2,400 properties, pending properties at 2,000. One interesting thing is we've actually seen a tad uptick of $700 to $3 million properties. We actually have more active of those properties than pending of those properties. So, I mean, a little positivity, but again, 2,400 across the board is really, really low in San Diego County. And the number that's actually dropped down drastically, we had, I think, last month in like the 200 or so, 300 ballpark of active properties under 700,000. That's jumped down to about 72, right? So we're having a big jump of inventory or low inventory. We're not having that big jump. Now, what's going with values? Now, these numbers are for last month, but the median sales price has dipped down a little bit. Okay, we were at $1 million in June. In July, we were at roughly about 990 for median sales price. This is for median detached sales price. For condos. That was for detached at $1 million. For condos, 850. So actually, I think let's jump there. Median detached and then median sales across the board, right? When you take in attached and all that kind of stuff. And then the median list to sold, we're still at that 100% ballpark. But
which is interesting, Vinny, because everybody, if you talk to a lot of people out there, they'll go, "Oh, the property's listed for 750. Let's make an offer at 680. Everyone's hurting. They'll take it." It's like they're not.
It's just because inventory, such low inventory. I mean, that's the thing that's really, really factoring in there. It's just such low inventory that it's hard to get those values. Now, we did see that drop, and we've talked about this. I've talked about this multiple of times. We saw that 12% drop last year from July to the holidays. We've already seen that uptick of that. And let me bring that back, that screen.
I think we're going to be in for an interesting fall, Vinny, where that you may get a window. And when I mean the window is going to probably be anywhere from November 1st to December 31st, because that's typically our slow period. That may be where you can actually come in and find a good deal, because you got to remember, there's still
right here
out there who will make mistakes.
Well, look right here. So this is that 12% drop that we saw last year, right? When we're talking about across the board, that was that 850, right? And then we went down all the way to around 750. But what happened? We're already back up to where we were end of last year, right? So, or July. And that was because we saw a 3% jump in interest rates. So I don't know, with the 2% jump or kind of in that ballpark, are we going to see that drop again? And like David's saying, is maybe you jump into the market during the holidays, get a little bit of value, because we might.
Rates are going to go higher. Rates are going to go higher, my friend. I hate to say this, because in the previous, I was wrong, and I thought rates would drop by fall, and I was wrong. So I want to be the first to admit that. But if rates continue to go up, you're going to have people make bad economic decisions, and that's a time you may be able to swoop in and get a good deal on a property, because other people, the psychology of the market's going to be different. Some people may go, "Hey, rates are going to be 9% soon. I'm bailing because the market's going to drop 10%, which, if that happens, you better jump in there quickly. You better have everything ready. You better make sure you hired a good realtor and you have a good lender to where you can swoop up that deal when it comes around.
And get a list of a question lined up to talk to ask any potential realtors and any potential lenders. I mean, let's say you get a really great recommendation, all power to you. You've verified them, you looked at the reviews, go with that realtor. Now, if you don't have a realtor and you're looking to find a realtor, get a list of questions. If you need a list of questions, I'll send you a list of questions, right? And call that realtor up and ask them a couple questions. Ask the other realtor a couple questions. I mean, if a realtor is not okay with being interviewed, that's probably a realtor you don't want to deal with. Same thing with the lender. If a lender's too busy where they don't want to get interviewed, you probably don't want that lender.
No, you don't.
So thank you guys. We try to keep it under 10 minutes. We're at 9:46. So that's our time. Thank you guys for watching. Please reach out.
And the winning lottery numbers that we are going to give out.
Yes.